Over the weekend and into today, there have been numerous threats against schools that have resulted in law enforcement using a number of resources to respond, but eventually deeming these threats not credible. Local 5's Dana Searles breaks down new legislation that aims to prevent these false alarms from happening in the first place. Dana.
Stephanie, legislation proposed by the Public Safety Committee would address false information being reported, or also known as, like you said, swatting calls, resulting in a felony for those who make those swatting calls instead of a misdemeanor. The Iowa Department of Public Safety says the state has seen a significant uptick in swatting calls.
Really what they said was this is a major problem. And you always know about it, or you always hear about it, but you don't really sometimes see it actually play out.
Over the weekend, there were reports on threats out of the Perry School District and Ankeny Centennial High School that ended up not being credible. And Monday, there were reports of a swatting call at Lincoln High School that was reportedly found to be fake in less than a minute. Additionally, less than a month ago, 13 school districts throughout Iowa received anonymous swatting calls in the same afternoon.
We want to stop the frivolous calling of 911 or the malicious calling of 911 that is basically to put them in danger, and we want to do everything we can to keep law enforcement safe.
Lawmakers introduced legislation that would make swatting calls a felony, with the hope that it would reduce the amount of calls.
This just gives an extra tool to law enforcement to really try and tamp down on swatting,
and ultimately provide relief to law enforcement to utilize their resources where it is deemed necessary.
The message is that we're trying to send is stop. This is not appropriate. We need to use 911 as it is meant to be used.
The legislation would have an exception for accidental swatting calls. For example, if a young kid made a call unknowingly, and Representative Meyer is optimistic that this legislation will have strong bipartisan support to pass throughout. Stephanie?
Dana, thank you.